No one's going to want to sign there as a head coach
Nope.
until
Nope.
the whole Deshaun Watson thing gets shaken out. So you almost have to trade him because no one's going to want to go there if Deshaun Watson's not going to be there.
Well, we know how brutal Philly is, right? They throw batteries at Santa Claus, right? That's what we're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
And then you hear Josh Allen say, I love Buffalo. I love the smaller town. I'm not in the limelight. I'm just a guy. He's perfect for there. But you're right, Philly. Who wants to go there?
Nobody. I mean,
Well,
hello.
The craziest thing is,
hello. This is the Philly fan, and we don't throw no batteries at Santa Claus. Goodbye.
I was just going to say about Philadelphia, fixing Carson Wentz. That's like getting a car that's been run over by a tractor trailer. There's a lot of body work. You got to replace all of the software so that you can get the systems back up and running. I'm sorry. That boy is damaged.
2.0.
And there's just too much to be done. And I am almost to the point now where I think that Doug Peterson brought Sudfeld in intentionally so he would get fired because he didn't want to deal with any of that because he wanted Hurt. You could tell he wanted Jalen Hurt.
We have the Rooney rule. Now we have the Nate Sudfeld rule. If you play him, you're going to get fired. Let's go with that. Why not?
Yeah. It's the nuclear option.
That's right. Nuclear, not nuclear. Nuclear.
Yeah,
right? Yeah, that's it. Okay.
Nuclear. But I was just gonna say to be fair to Luke's point, obviously there because it was brought up by Ron Jaworski that the relationship between Peterson and Wentz was fractured. So obviously, I'm not going to say it's the only reason, but it was a major factor in Peterson being pushed out was Wentz.
Yeah.
That scratches off Bieniemy because I'm not going to say they're friends, but he comes from the same coaching tree.
Yep.
Peterson comes from Andy Reid. So Bieniemy comes from Andy Reid. He's not going to go to a place where they essentially – a guy who just won the Super Bowl in 2017 and they got to the playoffs, 2 years previous to this one, he gets iced for them falling apart. And, they're trying to protect Carson Wentz, who wasn't even a part of the playoff run when they won the Super Bowl.
Did you see CBS put up that coaching tree of Andy Reid, and they had Matt Nagy in there from the Bears? And he was way back here, man. He was about this big, about the size of nothing because he, but he made the playoffs. He's 8-8, but he's in that tree. He's out.
We don't want to get into the Bears press conference where they decided to trot both of them back, which is a complete and utter mess that Lugs doesn't want to get into even.
McCaskey calls him in and says, I'm thinking about firing you, Ryan Pace. Do you think that's a good idea? No, Mr. McCaskey. Okay, you'll stay then.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got the big games coming up. Who do you like? Let's round it out here. Bucks at Packers. The line is right now Packers by 3.5. Sunday at 3 on Fox.
Oh, the Packers will cover that. They'll cover that easily. I would say if I were a betting man, which I am, I would say it'd be 35-17 Pack.
35-17 Pack. All right. What do you say, T-Dog?
You know what? I'm going to go with the Bucks.
Whoa.
I just think I don't know what it was about. I think it'll be closer. I think the whole thing about it being cold, like we kind of talked about before, Brady's played in a lot of cold games.
Yep.
Two of your studs on defense, JPP played in New York, and Dominic Sue played in Green Bay games, and he played in Chicago games. Like a lot of their big pieces have played in the cold. So
Sue eats turf, man. Doesn't he eat turf for breakfast?
Yeah. I mean, so I don't completely buy that, and I just think because the one weakness of the Packers is their run defense,
right?
And I think, the big. It's weird to think like this is the big factor. It would be really helpful if Jones is closer to 100% than he was. He showed flashes and saying, but you could tell he still wasn't right.
Yep.
Because he's the better runner. Fournette's okay, but Jones is the better runner. So I have the Bucks.
You pick the Bucks. I'm picking the going with the stats, not the heart. I'm picking the Packers. I think they win that one up there in Wisconsin, eh? All right, game 2. We got it 6:40 p.m. on CBS. Bills at Chiefs. Current line, Chiefs by 3, which seems small to me.
I think the Bills will. Oh, that's a tough one. I don't think the Bills will win. I think Kansas City has enough. Even if Henne starts, I think Kansas City has enough to win that game.
What do you
Damn,
say there, dog? What do you say?
Wow. You really believe in Henny all of a sudden. To be fair to your point, I think if Patrick Mahomes starts, I think the Chiefs will win. I kind of agree with Lugs. I'm not saying the Bills' defense is bad. I think just the amount of talent that the Chiefs have on offense will be able to find holes. And I don't know. I give credit to the Chiefs' defense. They're not great, but Spagnuolo, it seems in the back half of the game, he always finds a way to draw something up, and they make a big play. They're not great, but they come through. They're clutch in the playoffs. So
I like the Cinderella story, man. I'm picking the Bills. I just think it'd be fun. I'm going with my heart a little bit on this, but if they put it all together, and if Chad Henne's playing with the ghost of Jim Harbaugh in the background, from Michigan, from his Michigan days, I think, but we'll see.
Well, and I will give the Bills this. The defensive backfield has to practice against Stephon Diggs so that they've seen a receiver that's like Tyreek Hill, but they have not dealt with anybody like Travis Kelce. They just haven't. So,
also, the Achilles heel of Buffalo, they're really poor against tight ends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're really poor against tight ends.
I look for Cole Beasley to have a big game for the Bills.
So if they win and he has a big game, will he get that Head and Shoulders commercial?
I know Troy Polamalu has that with Patrick.
Because he has a fine head of blonde hair.
It's a beautiful head of hair.
It's nice.
Just marvelous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's going to get replaced by Trevor Lawrence in that department next year.
Yeah, well.
That's right. Sunshine. Remember the Titans. That's what he is.
You're right. You nailed that. Man, that is an obscure movie reference for 100, Alex. Yes. Sunshine from Remember the Titans. Yes.
Yep.
All right. What else? Is that all we got? Really? That it? That's the end of the show?
Well, I would like to mention the peculiar moment of the weekend was Charles Barkley saying that NBA and NFL players should get the COVID vaccine first because they pay more taxes than anybody else. It was a moment where they're on TNT and you can see the rest of the guys just going, what?
Charles, what are you talking about, man? All right, well, that's that. Yeah, we'll sign this one off. This has been Sports and Other Stuff, brought to you in part by Big Top TV, the big screen store, provider of those big 90-inch flat screen TV sets on our set. Shield your eyes. They're very large. Stop in there, and you can ask for, what's his name?
Fish. And Fish warns you, do not come in and pretend to buy the big screen and then bring it back after the Super Bowl, okay? We're not going to play that. Sorry.
We're not going to play that game. We ain't playing that game. All right, well, that's it for now. Maybe we'll be back next week. Let's make sure the championship week goes off great. We are the Sport Weasels, first in sound, first in service, and first in big top TVs or something like that. So long till next week. Bye-bye.